San Francisco, once beautiful city, now reduced to crime, danger, and a future in doubt. Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm the business director at Nomad Capitalist, where we help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs realize their ultimate goals. I'm a California native who grew up in Los Angeles, but I moved up north for university to the Bay Area. I'm very proud of my alma mater, the University of California, Berkeley. Shout out, go Bears. And I worked and lived in San Francisco, and I always found it an amazing city. And when I speak to people and I recommended they visit California, I always said, if you could choose LA or San Francisco, I would go with San Francisco. It was cosmopolitan, had an amazing food scene, and the entire Bay Area was beautiful. But would I recommend anyone go there today? Absolutely not. It was a city that was founded as a gateway of prosperity. It was the gateway for so many in 1849 to strike it rich in the gold rush. It was the gateway to California, the land of promise for so many. Not many people know about Angel Island right outside of San Francisco, which was the Ellis Island of the West that welcomed many immigrants to America from the East. A city that was so beautiful, destroyed in 1906 by an earthquake, rose again to become the epicenter of the West Coast of the United States, the financial hub for California and the West Coast as a whole. But as I read about the dangers, the crime, the drugs, it really makes me sad to see this once prosperous city reduced to where people are afraid to raise their children, a city where tourists are mugged. And most recently, the entire country was horrified to see the death of Bob Lee, a billionaire entrepreneur stabbed in the middle of the night who died from his wounds. And what more is that he tried multiple times to get help and none arrived. His horrific death was unfortunately one of many that go undetected or unwritten about in San Francisco and in California as a whole. And I really wonder what it still has to offer. Is the tech industry in Silicon Valley and San Jose enough to keep the area growing? But if you look at many of the larger companies, Amazon, Google, Apple, they've also decided to move elsewhere. They've realized you have infrastructure that once you can only do locally, you can now do not even domestically, but internationally. And I wonder, what is the future of this great city? And it does worry me as a whole that it's not just San Francisco, but it's the whole state of California. And I was watching a recent YouTuber who, one of the things he is known for is putting together bait boxes to see who steals them. He also had a trick of putting these boxes in cars and seeing how long it took for people to see the boxes in the back of the cars and steal it. And it was in a matter of minutes. And I even saw pictures and heard firsthand from friends still in the Bay Area that they will leave their car doors open or their trunks open to prove that they have nothing of value in their cars so people do not break their windows. And you really have to ask yourself, what is so special that continues to want me to stay in this type of environment? I left San Francisco for various reasons, but would I return today? Unfortunately not. Gone are the days when tourists could come on the trolley cars, the cable cars that moved up the hills, who went to Ghirardelli Square, who could go to Union Square and enjoy shopping. And now there's fear. And instead of joining together and building a better city, it seems to only get worse with time. And ultimately, you do have to ask yourself, what is the future? Very much like car insurance, you don't buy it after an accident. So why are people making a decision to stay and banking their future on something that may never come? And so I do encourage people to look at where can they go that's better? Where are places that are safe? And I'll give you an experience from my own. I was recently with my wife in the north of Poland. And as I was getting out of the car, my wallet fell out. Only after I got back in the car and drove away did I realize I no longer had my wallet on me. And I freaked out. I had my credit cards, my driver's license, everything that I needed. And so we drove back, looked around, couldn't find my wallet, went into one of the restaurants, and they said, yes, somebody said that they found a wallet and they would take it to the police. I said, no, my luck can't be that good. In fact, we drove to the police station and somebody had anonymously dropped it off. All my money was there, my cards were there, everything. Now, that's the right thing to do, and there are people who are good Samaritans everywhere in the world. But I have a feeling there are parts of the world where that good Samaritan nature is more ingrained. And when I look at the case of Bob Lee, I realize that maybe California, San Francisco, maybe even the United States is not the best place. Find where there are better opportunities, where people will be good Samaritans because it's the right thing to do. Go where things are better today. Go where you're treated best.